Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. I've got my coffee, I've got my cards, got myself. I haven't got you yet, but I'm sure you're coming on. So let me just go on my live myself so that I can see the chat. Hope you're all well. I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling a little bit sleepy. I've had two really busy days. Really busy days of readings and coaching and all kinds of things. Been very busy. And today, I'm hoping it's going to be busy too. Today is kind of exciting. I'm going to be doing the soulmate readings for YouTube today. That'll be good. Okay. So if you're coming on, then just pop up a message to say you can hear me okay. It almost did that whistly thing again. The same message came up when I tried to pick the microphone. So please let me know that you can hear me. I shut it down and started again until I got the actual name of the microphone coming up. So today's card, we got Time to Go. So this came up a couple of weeks ago. But I was picking up something different from it a couple of weeks ago. I was picking up that we just needed to keep on moving forward, like next step, because we might not see the path in front of us, but it is leading us somewhere. Whereas today, this is more about endings, things ending and us moving towards new beginnings. So if things have been falling apart in your life, hey Nikki, how are you? Oh, Nikki, how's your job? Tell me about your new job. You've been working too hard. Yeah, so this today, it's like endings. If something has been completing in your life, if something has been going wrong, if something's been a bit chaotic, that's a sign that it's something that it's time for it to go. It's time for it to. That's the ending. It's like the Tower card in tarot. It's something's falling apart. And so if you don't make the choices to end things, when you have the idea yourself to end it, or when you get those first red flags, maybe if it's a relationship or if it's red flags in anything really. If you're not responding to that, then the signs will pick up. And if you still don't respond to that and end things, then we get these tower moments. The universe steps in and will cause even more chaos in that area. And so if that's what's been going on in your life, then it's time to go. And it's time to go because there's new beginnings coming. There's new things coming, which is fantastic. Let's have a look at what Colette Baron Reid says about this. Endings, completion, walking away from something because there's nothing else to learn or experience. You're at the end of one journey and have not yet begun the next. But I'm picking up today that it's like we are kind of moving forward on the next journey now. It's like the new journey has begun. We just need to make sure that we are completing that let go, completing that ending that's happening. This is the moment to bless your experience thus far. Take stock of what you've learned. It's time to move on to new experiences and a new way of being. There's nothing left for you to do, be, or experience in your present circumstances. Take the risk and move on, even if you need to be in transition for a time. Your destiny is calling. So it might be in between worlds at the moment. But I think it's not completely in between worlds. I think it's not that we're moving completely into the unknown this time. I think we do know where we're going this time. We're maybe not setting off there yet, but this ties in with the daily read as well. The daily read was all about respecting our ideas, and that's about like moving forward on our path, even if our path is different than everyone else's, which it is. It always is. Right? I was doing a breakthrough session for someone yesterday, and the path was different. Not different from mine, but that path was different from other people's. And my path is different from other people's because my path and her path and many other people that are watching this is very much an inner path. like the life path is a lot of inner changes that you're kind of fine-tuning, that you're learning all about that, and then it's applied in the external world. Whereas there's a lot of people that are on like this external path where it's like very logical kind of path. And the problems come when people like us that have got this inner path to things start judging ourselves based on the external path. So we're like, why can't I manifest this and manifest that, when really that's not your life path. Surely that stuff will manifest later, but the most important thing is what you're learning about yourself on the way. So, for example, I've got customers that are on the path of abundance, right? A big abundance, like leaders. Like it's one of their roles is to be a leader in abundance, helping people to open up to that, not in a teaching way, but in being holding that energy for themselves and being an example, right? And these people, they know that they've got the abundance vibe. Everyone else thinks they're really rich and wealthy. And then they've got this disconnect in themselves. They feel that vibe within themselves, but the bank account isn't matching it, right? And what's happening in their lives instead, like in their physical lives, is learning all about letting go of fear, about worry, learning all the inner stuff about it. Because this is what they're in this like mixed vibe from it. And it's not so much that they're making a mistake there, it's that this is what they're here to do. This is their life path. They're here to learn all of those things so they can embody it. And then when they step into this next phase where the abundance is actually coming in, they get it. It's not a shallow abundance. If they'd have manifested it 5-10 years ago, even 1 year ago, 20 years ago, whatever, it would have been a shallow abundance. It would have led them down the wrong path. But doing all of the inner groundwork to it secures them in that deeper abundance, so that it just means so much more. So in that same way, you could be on an inner path too, right? With anything, you could know that like you're meant for like a really amazing relationship, and yet it hasn't shown up yet, and you're like, why can't I manifest this? Meanwhile, you go through all these relationships and learning so much. It's like, how come they can have like a really good relationship when they're not as aware of me? They haven't been through all of these lessons. They don't have to. Why don't they have to do it? It's like, it's because it's not their path, right? And so this is what the energies are for today. It's like, and yesterday too. It was to own and respect your ideas, which is owning your path. And it will be different than everyone else's. There'll be some similarities to some, but oftentimes we're like comparing ourselves to people that have completely different life paths to us. And so that's why kind of law of attraction stuff and manifestation can trip us up, because we think that we should be able to manifest anything at any time. Even if it's not a match to our life path, that just doesn't make sense, because the higher path, the life path, what our higher self knows will always take precedence. Always take precedence. Also in today's daily read, we've got those things that we need along the path. So it might be, so like I said, I'm really not feeling that we're moving into the unknown. I'm thinking that we have had glimpses. We do kind of know where we're going. We don't know all the details of it yet, but we do know where we're headed next for our new beginning, which is a good thing. But now we might be stalling on moving forward because we're not sure that we've got everything that it takes to move down that path, right? And so the challenges for today it was actually some guidance for us to write down what it is that we need. So whatever we think we're missing to move forward on that path, if you think you need a place to do this, or you need someone that knows something about this to teach you about it, or whatever it is that you need to move forward on that path, write it down, ask the universe for it. We also had about focusing on service. So this is very much, I think, for a lot of people moving forward in the work, and how to be of service, how to use their brilliance, shine their light to help other people. and also opening up to loving people and being loved by people as well. Sounds like a pretty good day to me. So that ties in pretty well with the card, this time to go card. Because it really is about setting off in a direction now, moving towards something that we know. I'm really picking up that we do know what we're moving toward. We might not know all of it, but we know what we're moving towards. We can see that little door in the distance. Okay. Nikki. Manic. Nice bunch of people, great company. Oh, but I'm totally bored. Feel like I've regressed. I'm laughing. I've said a few times it's time to go, and I've only just started. Yikes. Okay, I'm going to do a reading for you, Nikki, once we get into it. But first of all, let's go deeper into the energies for today. Hey, Dad. Is it just the two of you today? What day is it? Tuesday. Oh, okay. This is interesting. So after saying all that about our unique paths and not comparing ourselves with other people, we've got mirror reflection and time alone. And so, this message has been coming out for a few days now. And it's about spending time alone, away from those mirror reflections, so that you're not picking up on other people's energy, so you're getting to your energy. And so, being around too many people, comparing yourself to them, looking at their life path, wondering why it's not the same as theirs, wondering why you can't do what they're doing, wondering why you haven't got what they've got. That is really unhelpful at the moment, especially because you're moving forward on your path. Your path is completely different. And so, all of these unwritten rules that we've got, things that people believe, you should be able to find a long-term relationship by the age of, I don't know, 30 or something. Because, maybe having children with the right person is a good idea. Yeah, but how many of us actually do that? It would be a nice experience, I think. But really, who's experienced that? Because we have our children before we get wisdom. It's one of the flaws. Or maybe it's not a flaw. Maybe we need to do that so that people can learn. But yeah, spending time alone, so you're not comparing yourself to others, so you're not focused on other people's paths. So you're not focused on other people's paths, right? This is something that empaths do so much, too much. Focusing on other people's paths, other people's problems, other people's emotions, trying to sort that out instead of focusing on themselves. This is saying, don't do that. Your path isn't their path. You need to focus on yourself and your stuff. Your ex is a great dad. Yeah, mine kind of is too. It does it differently than me. He was the wrong person for me to have kids with, but he is a good dad too. If you leave me out of the equation, if we don't if we aren't involved in co-parenting, then he is good. He's not good in the way that he'll put me down and turn the kids against me. That's not good parenting. But the rest of it, is really good. So I am aware of that. I am. And he certainly gives them an opposite point of view to me, which is good, Yeah, and positive for the kids. You're right, Ada. So how I was saying before about sometimes we're not moving forward on that path toward that new beginning because we don't think that we've got everything that we need with us. It's like we're not setting off on that journey because we haven't packed our bag yet, so to speak. We haven't got what's in place yet. I know that's true for me at the moment. I'm very aware that I need to do something first before I go on this new journey. Very aware of it, and I'm doing that. This is saying the same thing, empower self and what's under that. It's like, if you're not moving forward yet, it's because you're not in your power yet. And there's a good reason you're not in your power yet. And what's under that? Like, what is holding you back? What don't you think you've packed in your bag yet? It could be an inner thing that you haven't packed in your bag yet, like that you haven't got the confidence to do it, or you haven't completed the thing that needs to be completed yet. There might be emotional attachments to things or people before you can move on. It might be physical things, like you haven't quit your job yet. You might be moving toward a new business or a new job, and you just haven't actually taken that action to quit yet. And so it's all about the power, taking your power, and what is holding you back from that. Again, that advice, it wasn't the advice, it was the challenges for today, but I guess it's the challenges on moving forward on that path. Is write it down, ask for what it is that you haven't got yet to move forward, ask for those things from the universe. Writing it down and asking from the universe, it sets the universe off in action, but it also makes you aware of what it is that you haven't got yet. And in a way, it sets you off toward that quest of getting those things. It's like that quest, someone's got to go fetch the sacred chalice from the cave, right? And you're going to need a rope, and you're going to need a knife, and you're going to need all these things. And so you're trying to find those to put them in your backpack before you go in the cave. It's just like that. It's like, you've got to empower yourself first, because if you were to go into that cave without all those things that you need, that you know you need, you can feel that you need them, then you're not going to be able to get the cup. So empower yourself. Like, you're the only person that knows what's holding you back from moving forward. Another writing thing too. Inner work today, our higher selves want us to write stuff down, journal today. Or tomorrow for you, Nikki, and you, Dad. I'm the only one in today, you're all in yesterday. Right, freedom. So if this is about you haven't finished something yet that you need to finish, this is about writing down that freedom that you want, not how to get it, not what you need to get on the way to it, but writing down that freedom that you want. It's like the request. I want to be free of this thing that I'm trying to end at the moment, or this thing that's chaotic, or this thing that's kind of falling apart. I want to end that. That's a powerful thing to do. It's like telling the universe, I want this to end now. Even if you don't know the ingredients, even if you don't know what you need to pack in your bag to be able to do that, you're asking for it, the universe will tell you. Freedom. Just trying to think what it was for me then. Positive for the kids. That's my problem, being too focused on other stuff. Yeah, don't do that, Nikki. It's exhausting. That might be why you're exhausted too. Stop doing that. Focus on yourself. It's exhausting when you do that. You're just like giving all your power away, giving all your energy away. And then when it comes time to use it for yourself, and you need to use it for yourself, you've got none left and you're exhausted. That's very true for me too. And I'm still not in my power either. But you're getting there, Nikki. You need to get rid on these beings. They're getting on my flipping nerves. But maybe they're a match to who you're being, Nikki. Maybe they're a match. It's like saying, say being codependent and say, but I just need to get rid of these people that are taking from me first. It's like, no, you need to get rid of the codependent traits first, and then you won't be around those people. So yeah, same thing. You need to change it within yourself first to stop attracting those things. It's like, it's like a kid at school who's being bullied because they're not standing in the power, saying, I just need to get rid of these bullies first before I can be powerful. It's like, no, you need to get powerful, and then the bullies will go. Well, I've been laid in bed saying these very same words. You're picking up on the same advice. I've journaled for years, but totally stopped since this new job. Okay. Yep, start again. Today's the day to start again, or tomorrow for you. For sure. So it's really interesting, isn't it? Today. Especially just coming after this new moon that we had yesterday. which was very much about chaos too, that new moon. I only just remembered about that the astrology was about chaos and things being, maybe people being aggressive or things going wrong, accidents and stuff like that was possible to happen with certain people. We create these things on different levels. For some people, it can be emotional chaos, or some people just don't need to manifest crashing the car into a wall and having the handbag stolen and stuff like that. Some people just manifest the more subtle stuff, the emotional stuff. But yeah, the chaos, that energy, I remembered afterwards because we had fight night on the Muay Thai fight night on New Moon. It was crazy. Like, it was fully crazy. The first fight just went off. They both cut each other. There was blood everywhere. And that fired them both up. It was an amazing fight. Probably the best fight I've ever seen there. And then there was like this crazy fight where this guy just stopped fighting and turned into a punch bag and just stood there, even approached the other fighter with his arms down. It was bizarre, like he lost his mind. It was a freaky night. And it's only like yesterday that the day after it, that I remembered about this chaotic new moon energy. It's like, yeah, I saw it happening in people. In the ring, 3 people ended up in hospital from that fight night. 2 for stitches, 1 for a broken arm. Crazy. And that stuff very rarely happens, but it was all happening. So yeah, after this new moon, we have had that chaotic energy around. So that's like stopping, it's forcing us, it's forcing us into those completions. Okay, I'm going to pick my cards out. That's already spoken to me a lot on my journey. I know what it is that I'm working on. I was very aware of what I need to do within myself. Okay, clear within, who am I? So yeah, very much letting go of the past ideas that I've had about myself, labels that I've put on myself, things that I've been doing. Yes. And new beginning and be firmer on that. Yeah, okay. So even though I know what it is that I need to do before I can move forward, and I'm doing that, I'm working on that, I'm doing that, I need to be firmer on that new beginning. Okay? Can do that. Who wants a reading? I thought people turn into lunatics on the full moon. Yeah, they do. But there's something about a Scorpio new moon which is very similar to a full moon. Scorpio's about it's about breaking, tearing things apart, renewing it. So it's very, very similar to full moon energy. And also Taurus is opposite Scorpio. And so when Scorpio is in the sun, the dark moon is Taurus. And so Taurus is like very earthy. Taurus is me, very earthy. It's the material stuff. And so when that's in darkness, because we've got a new moon in Scorpio, we've got things being torn apart. We've got the stability that is Taurus in the darkness. So there's not any of that energy around. So it really is quite confronting. That makes sense. So yeah, it's very much like a full moon, the new moon in Scorpio. I'm learning so much more about astrology now. It's great. Because it ties in so much with my readings too. It always does. All readers, whether it's astrology or tarot or whatever we're reading, whatever we're picking up on, we're all picking up on the energies that are around. So find that you, no matter who you're watching or reading online with their astrology or their readings, we're all saying something similar. It's not that anyone's copying, we're just picking up on the same energies. Oh, still sounding you, Nikki. You're enjoying my astrology readings. I'm really excited about doing this. I'm going to do soulmate readings today for each star sign. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but then I didn't know how I was going to do the other ones too. It just happened when I was recording them. Like that whole doing the week ahead for the star signs. I started recording the first one, which was Pisces, the first time, and I just went with it, and it just popped into my head to do general work, love, work, and abundance. That was totally on the fly, and I have no plan for these soulmate readings, so I'm really interested to see what I'm going to be guided to do in them. I think make them longer. I think I'm going to make them longer. You Virgo, okay. Sagittarius moon. What ascendant, Nikki? Capricorn. Okay, Virgo tending toward Capricorn. Interesting. That means you're a really full-on person, Nikki. Which I don't find you to be. But then, as I said, I'm very earthy. I'm Taurus, Sun. I'm Gemini ascending. And which I'm not so happy with that. I got married to a Gemini, and every time I meet and I've had other relationships with Geminis, and it works in the short term, and there's an attraction there, but oh no, not good for me. So that's my resistance. So now when I meet Geminis, I'm like, nope. Been there, done that. I know how this ends. I can tell you the story, so we don't even have to live it. So yeah, Gemini ascending and Aries moon. I've got lots of Aries, like Venus, and a lot of everything else is in Aries. Should get my fire from there. I don't know why I'm looking at that. It's easy to look at this. Yes, I am. That's why I'm feeling bored, I think. Capricorn was in retrograde. Okay, yeah. Virgo toward Capricorn. That, like, you should be your own business owner or something. You should be doing your own thing with that kind of energy. Capricorn's probably pulling you toward that. And in Saturn. So interesting. What's yours of that? I know you're Leo sun, but what's your ascending and your moon? And anyone else that's on, pop up a message, say hello, and say where you're watching from, because I'm just about to do readings for you. I'm going to start with you, Nikki, because I want to know about this job and stuff like. I'm going to pick the other two cards out first before I show you those. It's cryptic. It's cryptic, Nikki. You've just got to keep on going down this path because your higher self isn't really giving you answers. It's giving you a bit of direction. Certainly not time to finish it. That's not your ending, Nikki. Because you've got doubt cancels abundance and connection. And so what you're living now in this job, that's what I was asking about, is your job. It's like connecting the dots. You know how I was saying before you went into that it's about the people that you're around? That was the energies a couple of days ago. Did you watch the Psychic Cafe? I think it was the last Psychic Cafe I did because I had a day off. And it was all about the new tribe, the new people that you're going to be around, those that can reciprocate, those that you can really be yourself with. It's like the people that are around you have got something for you or showing you something about yourself. It might be, if you're focusing on too much on other people, it might be that. But yeah, this doubt cancels abundance and connection. What you're doing and the people around you are showing you, like mirroring something about you with respect to abundance, so that you can make that connection, so that you can see it clearly. It's always easier to see things in other people clearly, isn't it? You can look at someone else and go, you know what their problem is, they're this, they're that, and then maybe later, a year down the line, we think, oh my God, I said that about that person, and that was what was going on for me. I couldn't see it in myself, but it was exactly what was going on for me. It could be something like that. I did have my own business for 7 years, closed in September 2018. So, yeah, I think you will be moving toward that, but there's inner stuff to do first before that. Also, Nikki,
You've got perfect and love. And this is like, it's only when you're loving yourself that what's perfect for you can come in. It's like, you can't, like I was saying, there's people that are on the path to abundance and they can feel it, but they've not yet got it. And it's inner work to do first to align with that, because they don't just want that shallow version of it. It's like, yeah, there's something for you, but you're not ready for it yet because you're not started loving yourself enough. So it's like, you're not meant to just start a business to make money. That's that superficial level thing. You're not meant to do that. Your higher self wants to lead you to something that's going to be amazing for you, something that you're going to love, something that's going to be perfect for you. But you can't move toward that when you're not loving yourself. You can't move toward that when you're not feeling good about yourself. You've got to raise everything else up first before you can be led to that. So that's where you're headed. But where you are on the path at the moment is making this connection between your doubt of abundance. Could be that you're one of those abundant people that haven't realized that your life path is to do all of this inner work about abundance, so that when you really step into it, you've got true abundance. We've got, if you think about the examples of abundance that we've got, or the examples of wealth that we've got in the world, we've got a mixture of people. We've got a lot of people that have money, but they don't have richness. You know what I mean? They've got their monetary wealth, but they're not wealthy people. They might be really unhealthy. They might be really messed up emotionally, like no emotional intelligence at all. That they're just really, really out of balance. They've got that superficial level. They've gone for it, coming from fear, all of that. We've got a lot of people like that. We've got a lot of people that are poor like that too, but I'm just focused on this abundance thing at the moment. So that's not abundance really, is it? That's just wealth, that's just money. But people can reject money and abundance because of that. It's like, I don't know, if someone was really good at the violin, but they were a serial killer, we go like, well, I'm not going to play the violin. As much as I love the violin, I'm not going to play the violin because they're a serial killer. It's like, it's got nothing to do with that. It's got nothing to do with what they are and who they are. But a lot of people will connect those two things. Like, I've just been showing these cards again, Nikki. Dark Council's abundance and connection. It's like making the connection of what it is that you're resisting. What have you connected to abundance, which is causing you to resist it? But yeah, you're very much on a path of self-love to the thing that's going to be right for you. You're not on a logical physical path. It's not going from one job to another job where you're learning different things, and then the skills or the information that you pick up from those jobs and then start a business with it. That's like the logical path. You're not on a logical path, you're on an inner path to it. So it's the people around you on this job. There might be some physical things, some skills and stuff that you're picking up, probably will be from this job, but it's more about the people and what it's showing you about yourself. Especially around abundance. Trained in quantum hypnosis, but haven't moved forward with it. Well, that might just be an aspect of what you're doing, what you will be doing. Adat, you want a reading? Anyone else want a reading? Is anyone else watching? Pop up a message saying, yes, me please, and I'll do a reading. Or if you've got a particular question about your life that you want reading about, I can do that. Adat. I'll do yours anyway, Adat, because I know you'll want. You're welcome, Nikki. I'm going to leave, this card came up upside down. I'm just trying to over to put it right where, but I'm going to leave it upside down. Allow and upside down friends. Allow your friends to be upside down. Allow yourself to let go of friends that just aren't right for you anymore. Don't keep yourself in old energies. Just because you don't want to let people down, because you want to still be there for people that aren't your vibe now. It's like, yeah, I don't know what it's like. It's like, deciding that you want to go to a new job, but you still want to go to lunch with all the people that you went to lunch with your old job. It's like, don't do that. Allow yourself to move forward by letting go of the friends that just aren't in the direction that you're going in now. And so this chaotic energy that we've had today, with the new moon, things should have been falling apart. You should have been shown, especially in the last couple of days, which friendships or relationships to let go of. Your auntie. That's something that's popped up for me that you told me. That it's like, why? Oh, I still go there. And I know we're like, oh, because family and we should, but really, no. You don't have to. There's no shoulds, even with family. If someone isn't right for moving forward, then they're not right, no matter who they are. People don't get free passes to keep us in old energies just because they've got some kind of a status on us, if you know what I mean. Like, there's no free passes. Not even if you're married to them, not even if they're your children. There's no free passes. People are not allowed to. Don't have to. There's no shoulds. They don't have to be in our lives if the energy isn't right. I'm an example of that. My kids don't have to be in my life if their energy is not right for my life. It's much better that I'm a role model for them. Okay, so letting go of people, which you've been doing. I know you've been doing that anyway. It's just asking you to do a bit more gratitude and flowing, and so be grateful for that flow, because you're flowing toward new people. Remember that tribe energy that we had the other day? If you are flowing, that was 3 days ago, you are flowing toward the right people, and so just be grateful that you flowed toward those old people too. Hi Kwame. I felt a lot of nervous, energetic tension, as in hyperactivity before the cafe started. Too much coffee? But I feel a lot of ease now. What you were saying at the top spoke strongly to me about that card, the new beginnings. Cool. A lot of my tangible life has been emptying out and ending. Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it? It's like we look at other people's path and it's like, how come they don't have to go through all these challenges? And I've got like massive challenges in my life. But it's because we've got like way better lives to live. Like, I wouldn't want one of their boring lives. I really wouldn't. People don't do great things when they don't have great challenges. But still, it's like, come on, universe, give me something. But I have a transcendent feeling of ease. So, that's good. Do you want a reading, Kwame? Let's do that for you. I have this calming effect on people. Everyone says it. In my voice, my presence. It just calms people down. They relax and I'm like, everything's okay. So yeah, and that of course has me attracting a lot of people toward me. So my boundaries are going to be really strong because I'm not going to stand like in the center of the village and calm everyone down like that, because I'm going to be attracting the crazies, And I do, and I did, and I still do now. But I know to like smile at them, and then back slowly away. I know how to my boundaries. I know how to enforce my boundaries with them now, and I know how to feel them too. And I know that I don't need to be this eternal drain. I know I don't need to be that energy. It's okay to be that energy for people that just need a little bit of it. Yeah. Which is why this works so well. It's why I work online. It works so well for me. my boundaries are so much stronger by doing it this way. Like if you all were coming into my room for this, that would be so draining for me. Probably not you three, but but if I was doing this in that public setting, which I could do, I probably could do it now because I've got the stronger boundaries now, but it just work. I can do so much more online because of it. Okay, Kwame. You don't have a specific question, that's all right. Yeah, you were saying about all the endings and everything, and it's like you're strong and you're courageous, and this is why you've got a strong spirit, so you've been given a strong path. Like this is, don't compare your path to anyone else's because you are a strong person. You can compare it to people that are in this, for sure, because we're all kind of got these similar paths, we're all strong and courageous. But it's leading you to what will fulfill you, your actual strength. So sometimes it's that we're not actually owning our strength and our courage. We're thinking, maybe it's a problem with us. Maybe that's why I'm getting all of these challenges because I'm just too strong and I'm just too opinionated and I'm wanting to do my own thing and I'm not settling for the others. And that's something that's wrong with me. Maybe I should be a bit more complicit and so have like a life path like someone else, like those people over there that don't seem to be having as many problems as me, that don't seem to have all these endings and stuff and have to let go of stuff all the time. But yeah, that if you did that, it wouldn't fulfill you. It's like your strength and your courage. It's for a reason. A fulfilling life is coming, and it's coming when you really own that strength and that courage. And you're like, this is me, and I'm not apologizing for it, and I don't care if it makes anyone else uncomfortable. This is what I'm doing. What I do makes people uncomfortable, for sure. Some people, like muggles, like just people, like say on this island, if I'm, like when I used to hang out with all kinds of people, with every kind of people here, what I do would make a lot of them uncomfortable because they don't understand it. That's okay, it's not for them. Like, they would never be my customers. Never. Even if they did all the inner work in the world in this lifetime, they would never be my customers. My customers are people that are already doing this stuff for themselves and are seeking deeper answers. Deeper answers that my stuff is not for people that haven't had readings before, that haven't been doing the inner work, that don't know anything about the law of attraction. My readings are not for that. My readings are for people that have looked into all of that, have been doing the work, seeking those deeper answers, taking it to the next level. I don't want beginners. They don't want me either. They'd be like, what the hell? That doesn't make any sense. Like, my readings wouldn't make any sense to them. Go on, mate. Okay, yeah, these completions, it's leading to growth. These endings that you talked about, you've got them going on at the moment because we've all got them going on at the moment, but it's leading to growth. Kwame, have you read my book, Having It All? It's my latest book. You can find it on Amazon on Kindle. It's like an autobiography of part of my life, but it's all about letting go. It's all about how important that is. That's the subtext behind it anyway, behind all the stories and something. It might be inspiring to you because it might be you're on a similar path. So yeah, you don't read a lot. Did I record that as an audio book? I don't think I did. No. Anyway, even if I did, it's not available now. Oh, that's a point. I could probably put my audiobooks on my website now. Because I can deliver digital stuff with ease now on my website. So yeah, it's your strength and your courage, Kwame, that's leading you to the fulfillment. So you've got to own that. And all these completions is leading you to the growth that you want to. So embrace the completions. And even if you like go completion crazy, like letting go crazy, just like let go of everything. You can't go wrong because the right stuff is going to come back. It's going to come back around. It's still going to be in front of you. My path's crazy. Your path seems to be a lot closer to mine than most people's, but I have the feeling that I'm going to be staying even further from normal. Yeah, I think, and that's what the energies are for today and yesterday too. That's what I was picking up on in the dailies. Is like it's really different, really different. Like, did you watch yesterday's daily read? I was saying, like, even if no one's ever done it before, even if that job doesn't exist, even, you know, you've had an idea for a business and no one's ever done it before, no one's accepting it, everyone's against it, still do it. Like, still do it. It's about breaking those barriers and doing our own thing and really following our own path. Yeah. How do you love yourself more, Claire? That's a good question. It's a combination, right? It was a combination of stuff of looking inside of myself of what I was judging in myself, which was very much reflected in my judgments of outside people as well. So, you know, how I was saying that we can see it more clearly in others, the stuff that they've got going on. Doing readings helps as well, because when I do readings, I'm getting that wisdom from other people's higher selves. And sometimes there's bits of it for me too, and so it gives me that awareness. But yeah, letting go of the judgments of myself, of actually embracing that. It's like doing the Muay Thai. It's made me. I've got rid of the victimhood thing now. I've stepped into my power. It's made me really love the aggressive part of me, that Aries part of me, that fire, and find the fun in it. Yeah, I mean, years ago I would have been like so resistant to it, like so triggered by violence because of the abuse in my past. And just, I thought that when I first saw Muay Thai when I was a kid, I thought, why would anyone want to do that? And I'm doing it every day. But I thought, why would anyone want to do that? It's like so violent, but it's just so much fun. So it's like that, you know, it's like stopping judging yourself and then stepping into more into who you are. That's loving yourself. And it's just a process. It's a step-by-step process. I don't think there's any fast track to it. The more inner work you do, of course, the better for people like us on our paths. But there's also the physical part of it too. So it's actually doing the best for yourself, choosing the best for yourself. That's a really important part of loving yourself. It's saying no, it's having boundaries, it's saying no to what's not right for you, what you don't love, and it's saying yes to what you do love. And so it's like being quite stubborn, which is very easy for me to be as a Taurus. It's like, oh no, I'm not going to do a job for money. I'm going to do this, what I love. And if it's not working out for me because I've got other stuff going on, then I'm just going to have no money until I've figured this out. You know, it's like being really stubborn like that. It's like, I'm doing what I want to do. And that's the end of the story. It's about, you know, people think that self-love is like getting massages and getting a manicure and stuff like that. I don't think any of us in here think it's that. Maybe a little bit, but I did for a while, but really that's not me loving myself. Me loving myself is, in Taurus, I'm all about food, so it's like, it's looking after my health, it's doing what's fun, it's eating the right things that make me feel really good and energetic. It's, you know, things like quitting alcohol. That's a very self-loving thing for me. Being around people that make me feel good, saying no to people that don't make me feel good, no matter how emotionally attached I am to them, and really listening to myself and how I'm feeling. And so, as I said, you know, people are a mixture. You know, you meet someone and it's like you really like them. You get to know them a bit. You see the sides of them that you don't like. The sides of them that you don't like are generally stuff that you don't like about yourself. But some people just aren't good for us. They really aren't good for us. And you've got to be strong enough to go, no, I don't want to be around you. Because I deserve to be around people that make me feel good. Not like I'm a sponge and I want my external conditions to be great for me to feel great. It's like, no, you do. That's why it's the two aspects. You've got to do the inner work and the outer work as well. You've got to make those good decisions for yourself, but also do the inner work, so you're not demanding that everyone give you the right conditions so that you can feel good. It's like, I'm feeling good anyway when I'm at home by myself. And so why would I go out and put myself in a situation with someone that's going to drain me, someone that's going to make me feel bad? It's like, no, I'm feeling good at home, I'll stay at home. If I go out and see people, I want to be around people that are going to add something to my life that I feel good around. So, and a lot of it, Nikki, when I was really first starting to love myself, so when I was trying to love myself more, and people would say, just love yourself, and it's like, well, how? Because what I was thinking is like the feeling, you know, when you love someone, that feeling that you get in your heart is very warm and stuff. I didn't know how to feel that for myself. I didn't know how to turn it back in on myself, and I tried, like energetically tried, like think of someone that I really loved and generate that feeling, and then like quickly turn it on myself, and the feeling would just like disappear. So I tried to trick myself into feeling it like that, and that didn't work. So I was really seeking how to feel it, and you know, it's actually a side effect of an abusive childhood. Is this not being able to feel love for yourself, to actually feel it for yourself, because when you haven't received that as a child, it's like that there's a missing emotional there's a missing emotional like link. You know, it's like synapses. We link emotional things. We link our emotions as a child, and then that hasn't been. When you didn't have that experience, it's hard to gain that as an adult because those pathways aren't there. But you can gain it. And the way that I did was I had to do inner child work to feel it. And so I did this program with this teacher, and it wasn't about self-love, it was something else. It was actually an astrology thing. But at the time, it was about self-love, and he was such a good teacher of it. He should actually just like teach self-love. But yeah, after he did that part of the program, I moved on to something else. I wasn't interested in anymore. But what he taught me was that there's this little, like 5, 6-year-old that lives in your heart. Little Claire lives in your heart. Or little Nikki, or little Adele. And if you've been having readings with me in the last 2 years, you'll have this might have come up in your readings. I might have talked about little Adele or little Nikki in your heart. There's 5 or 6-year-old in your heart, and so it's like beginning to be the parent that you never had, beginning to love little Claire in your heart. And so you can feel that self-love when you picture yourself as being this 5 or 6-year-old that lives in your heart. And so speaking to that little version of yourself, the child self in your heart, asking her what she wants. And when I first started doing this, it's like an internal process, you know, imagine her in your heart and ask her what she wants. First things that came out for me were like, I want an ice cream. It was like the little stuff you wanted as a child, like the toys that you wanted as a child and stuff that you didn't get. And maybe you didn't realize how unloved it made you feel. So what my little girl asked for was for all of those things for us. And I gave her them. I got it. I got those things for myself. It could be she wants a teddy or something like that, you know, whatever pops into your mind when you're asking. You've got to do it for yourself because you're building up this trust. You're starting looking after that child. You're starting to help that child feel loved. And then she kind of grows up. She kind of grew up in my heart as I was doing this. She learned that she was safe and that she was loved, and I was listening to her now, and I was putting her first. Before my adult self, it's like, no, I'm not putting my business first, I'm putting little Claire first. Little Claire, what do you need today? Every morning, what do you need today? What do you want today? And then she wanted more fun and stuff like that, so we'd start doing that. And then and she grew up and she started asking for other things. And throughout this process, gradually, me feeling that love for her
it translated as she grew up. As I was doing that process, she kind of grew up in my heart and became me. And I realized it was me, and I started feeling the other side of that, feeling loved by myself. It was a cool process. Really powerful to get that actual feeling if you've never felt it before. And from there, it's been so much easier to do the physical stuff and do the inner work too. I couldn't agree more. I'm definitely giving up this job. It's not for me, and it's not me, regardless what my high self says. Oops, I often ask if they want to swap places. Little Nikki wanted to get away from all the abuse. Yes. Freedom is what I pick up all the time. Yep. Yeah, freedom. And I I've had that. I've been moving around and I knew, like when I was living on the yacht, that's the last Gemini that I was with and ever will be with. That's when I realized that I needed community. I really needed community, and I needed safe community and good community, and I found that here. And sure, there's been the lessons too. There's the not so good community here too, but I figured out how to choose properly for myself now. Yeah, what was I going to say? Never be materialistic. Not interested in things very much. I've been through phases. Like I was in my 20s, but it wasn't really me. It was like just what society was telling me that I should have, and I was getting all of those things, and it was like, well, I'm still not happy. Now I don't have much stuff at all, but there's like occasional things like this. When I wanted this iPhone, it's like, yeah, the stuff that's really useful and really nice that I want, or like clothes, like if certain clothes, I'm like that I really like them. It's not that they're expensive or whatever, or they could be. They might be or might not be, but if I want them, I want them. But it doesn't. I hardly ever go shopping, but I do enjoy going shopping when I do. Yeah, I kind of go through phases, but yeah, I don't have a lot of stuff at all. I'm trying to get rid of some stuff now because I've got so many clothes that don't fit me. I'm gonna sell them all. Bikini. I've got a bikini that I haven't even worn because I bought it like a year ago, and now I'm just a completely different size. It falls off me. So I never wore it. But then other people's paths can be more material, It's like, because when I have been going through a more material phase, like when I was living on the Gold Coast, before I was living on the yacht, that was really helpful for me because when you go for material things, of course, you've got the inner path to getting aligned with it, and so you've got to change something within yourself to get there. And so it leads you on an inner journey to it. And so there were things that I had to clear up, especially in my abundance mindset. Yeah. And also figuring out the difference between the shallow wealth and the deep wealth. And it's funny that some of the shallow wealthy people they wear a mask of the deep wealth, and then the opposite way around too. And so people can be confused when they look from the outside and not see what's actually there. Inner richness is more important, but it leads to outer richness too. Hey AP, how are you? Do you want a reading? It's 9 o'clock. I'm just about to finish, but I can grab some cards for you, AP. Okay, AP. Create what's perfect for you. Did you do that perfect day exercise, AP? If you didn't do it today's a great day for journaling. Watch the rest of this if you haven't seen it already, because I talk about that as well. The other things that we're being asked to write down today. But yeah, create what would be perfect for you. So you got to write a new story
so that you can get really clear whether it's relationships that would be perfect for you or a job that would be perfect for you. Very much about the energy is very much about moving into new jobs today, moving into new being of service and stuff. Relax, time alone. Relax about your time alone. Relax about having this time alone because, yeah, as I said, the daily read's about not trying to follow anyone else's path, being on our own path, being okay about our own path. And that's so much easier to do when you're alone because you're not comparing yourself to other people's and their paths. You reply to this video. Cool. Okay, that's it for me. Watch out on my YouTube channel because I'm going to do the soulmate readings today, I think. Yeah, replay it, baby. Have a great day. Yeah, and I'll see you tomorrow maybe if you come along. Bye. You're welcome, Nikki.